It matches
But
the
it's custom
necklace,
made,
too.
bro.
Oh, it is. Oh, yo, no way.
Yeah,
man.
dog.
It matches the necklace.
Yeah, man.
Jeez, was the significance behind why you got that custom versus that one different, or is like that one was just like I could get
It's
that cool
custom, too.
piece? Why? Like which had more significance to you getting? Because you
This
like
for sure, bro. Like it's every rapper's dream to have a custom chain, right? Diamonds and shit,
That's your
bro.
logo. That's your logo.
Yeah, this is my logo. You know where it comes from?
I do, but I want you to share for people who don't know.
Okay, yo. So in 1978, 79, it's now the second longest strike that Inco will valet now.
Yeah.
And my local steelworkers, local 6500, had. And then to finance the strike, they went around the country selling these pins that are like shovels. I wish I had one with me.
That'd be sweet.
Yeah. And it became this thing that we all wear on our suit lapels. And we wear it down when we're working with the shovel pointed down, up if we're on strike, and sideways if a brother dies.
Oh, jeez.
Our sister. So, yeah, might as well. I'm on strike forever.
It's always
Ask
up.
about me.
Always up. Always up. Right on.
Always up.
So, going back years, you take us through what your high school transition was like leaving. Like, what did those decisions look like, and how do we get here?
Oh, my God.
The fun.
High school.
The fun stuff, yeah.
I hated high school, man. I legitimately really hated high school. I didn't even go to my graduation.
Oh, wow.
All my friends were like, I was the only one of my friend group that graduated.
Jeez, yeah.
Because they all were either like a year behind me or were just burnt out and didn't graduate. I just showed up every day. And then I went to college. This was funny because I was just in Sault Ste. Marie. I went to college in Sault Ste. Marie for chef training, where I just kind of drank my face off and skateboarded to school in my chef uniform with my big headphones on.
Incredible.
And then it was right back to I did that for a semester. Then I came home, and I was working for a bit. I worked in every shithole, surface and underground, at valet, probably for every contractor. From the time I was allowed on property. There was a small period of time I owned a clothing store, a hip hop clothing store. But yeah, I was way ahead of my time in Sudbury at that point. That was 2002 or something like that.
Oh, wow.
Oh my God, I'm old.
I was going to say, when did you graduate high school, but...
1999.
Whoa!
No, my bad.
No.
1998.
Doing math.
Or 97.
I'll stop doing the math in my head.
98 or 97.
Yeah.
I was 17. So it would have been 98. Yes.
Okay. So you're 15 years older than me, roughly.
Jesus Christ.
I think so. I'm 28.
28?
Yeah. Crazy. 96, dude.
Young man.
Yes, sir. One day. We're just trying to catch you guys. I'm just trying to catch you guys, that's all.
It's
Soak up the wisdom from all you.
it's hilarious how quick I've turned into the old guy at work.
Really?
Yeah. I see these baby-faced kids coming in, and I was like, oh my God, I'm the old fuck now.
So talk to me kind of why a hip-hop clothing store? Was that just something you enjoyed? Talk to me about your introduction to that.
My brother-in-law and my sister were opening up a tattoo shop, and I thought it'd be cool if I had a clothing store in one part, and it was right around the time, early 2000s, and Fat Farm jean suits.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Those were all the rage. I miss that still. And so I had a bunch of that stuff in, and and I was rapping at the time, right? So I've been rapping since I was 15. So,
jeez.
And looking back, I wasn't really doing anything serious at the time, but I was doing my thing at the time.
What I'm curious. Whenever I talk to people who've been in music, whatever that space is, for them, what I want to know. I always get a good answer. I'm curious what yours is, bro. Which is, what was the first with You Will Do? What was the first hip hop song you remember listening to?
that I remember listening to.
First one.
It's not the most influential, but I would say like Walk This Way, Run DMC, or Girls by the Beastie Boys, or No Sleep Till Brooklyn.
Nice.
It wasn't until I was playing in punk rock bands up until I was 15, and it wasn't until 36 Chambers came out, and I remember I was on a trip to Toronto with my parents and went to Hogtown Skateboards. That's old school, yeah. And and I bought a skateboard, and I bought the 36 Chambers tape cassette that day, and I remember I had my Shockwave.
Come on.
My Shockwave Walkman. With the, you know what I'm talking about? They would had like the subs and the earphones. I had that on. I was pumping 36 Chambers, and that record changed my life, man. And I think that's when I really seriously took the transition from punk into rap music as an artist.
When you first made that jump and you're like, I'm going to take this seriously, what does those first initial steps look like?
So it's kind of interesting growing up in Sudbury because we didn't really have access to the traditional means of making hip-hop, right?
Yeah, there's not many resources for you to kind of...
No, I didn't know anybody that had like an MPC or... I didn't know anybody that was a DJ and had turntables. It was just like a very foreign concept to us here. So I started playing with my friends in punk rock bands.
Nice.
And we just, I rapped over, we would do like breakdowns, and then I eventually had a full rap group I organized with like 6 MCs and a bass player and a drummer.
Yeah. And
then it kind of transitioned to that from that. So I was just like, in true hip hop fashion, I was just kind of working with what I had, right?
Nice. In that time, what I'm always wondering about is we see people now looking kind of into it. When you see people get into music and they get into hip hop and they don't seem to, like, you've been fortunate enough to tour like countless times, right? Like every time I see something you're doing, you're on tour, right? Which is phenomenal. And what I want to know is what's kind of what do you think for you separates somebody who's able to tour versus not able to tour? Is it just somebody who's able to fund it, or is it has nothing to do with that? It's more just like, could the promoter sell you based on your stuff, or how does that?
It takes balls.
Yeah.
Like it like really in all reality, yeah. It takes balls. You have to be willing to put yourself out there. You got to be willing to take risks and like delve into the unknown. Like, you're probably gonna lose money if you go out your first few times, right? You have to build a fan base wherever you go, right?
Right.
And with countless times going out, still like I have that in pockets of Canada, right? And now a couple pockets in Japan and Ireland and Australia as well. But it takes money.
Yeah.
But that being said, you know, like I don't go sleep on people's couches and stuff like that. I could and save a bunch of money, but you know, it's like I'm old. I'm old and it hurts.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like it's that extra step into the unknown, and it really separates the lifers from the hobbyists, kind of a thing. You know what I mean? And
interesting way of putting it.
Yeah, for sure. Like, I could sit here and buy onto shows in Sudbury like all these guys do, right? Yeah. And like, you know, open at shows where no one's going to see me, or I could like, you know, I'm lucky enough to like I work with cool people that would not give me the entire recipe and make me figure shit out for myself, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, and it's just you have to be a psychopath about planning the things, you know, and you have to just go for it, right? I remember the first tour I was planning, I was like staying up at night, like almost every night, all in anticipation of like booking this, booking that, and then this last Canadian tour I did, it took me like 5 hours to book.
Oh, no kidding.
Like, and then I don't stress about it. The dates are booked. I'll message for little things just to keep on tabs because you gotta keep communication because sometimes people double book you and stuff, right?
Yeah, they forget if you did it sooner, and
yeah, and if no promoter is gonna book you, you book the freaking show yourself.
Damn right.
You know,
Yeah.
and it's just that will and willingness to go into the unknown and not be afraid to have a show bomb or you know.
Interesting. When you're at those beginning stages of planning and you're kind of figuring out your step one, is it literally just like book clubs you want to perform at, or you do like a study where you go, okay, where are most of my fans located, and do I kind of target those areas, or how do you like start the beginning process?
Where do I want to go and what makes sense?
Right.
Right. A lot of it is geography.
Yeah, makes sense.
And then the other thing is
Yeah.
where can I find people? So I've done this for years in Sudbury. I've put on shows that I knew I was going to take a loss at,
Right.
but I'm helping someone get on tour get across Canada, right? So I'm going to lose probably $300-400 on this show, but I don't fucking care. You know?
Yeah.
I'm going to help the dude get across Canada, right?
Right.
So I need to find someone like me in every city in the world. And there's somebody there.
Okay.
You know what I mean? There's 8 billion people, right? There's
Yeah.
somebody that's willing to do that in every city in the world, right?
Interesting.
Yeah.
That's a cool philosophy you have. Like, I like that. You're like, you know what? There is somebody. Like, that's cool that you can be that optimistic about it. Like, I guess you almost have no choice.
You have no
You wanna
choice,
make
no.
it
Like I
successful,
said,
right?
that willingness
Yeah.
to step into the unknown.
Fucking terrifying, man.
Yeah, you know what?
Jeez.
It can be, yeah. Like, and I'm like, me and Christian, shout out to Christian. We were talking about it when I was on tour like a couple weeks ago. I was in Halifax and we had a big long phone conversation, and we were talking about the sacrifices in life you have to make to be a musician. Right? Like, I'm by myself most of the time. Like, I had enough funny enough. Like this other situation, I was waiting for a train. I think it was in like Niigata, Japan, which is in like northern Japan, and I'm trying to navigate the train system to get back to Tokyo, and I'm by myself, right? The main thing is not to panic, and if you can't do something, just search on YouTube and someone will hook you up.
Yeah, somebody's done it.
Somebody's done it.
Amazing.
But yeah, like I'm by myself a lot. It can be lonely, and it's a lot of hard work. Like, you get to where you're going. Travel's usually anywhere from 3 to 8 hours. Driving or bus or plane or whatever, right?
Yeah, except Japan, but yeah.
Except Japan, everything's 2.5 hours. And then you get to where you're going, check in your hotel or your Airbnb, hopefully have time for a nap before you got to go to the show and go to sound check. Then do sound check, and then you're at the bar till like 3 in the morning. And then hopefully something's open where you can get food or just skip something to your door to meet you there.
Yeah.
And then go to sleep, wake up the next morning, and do it all over again.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Nice. What's your of those back-to-back-to-back days, what's kind of your favorite part about it? Like, just from like the sequence of what you just told me.
I feel like just the mission.
Hell yeah.
You know? Yeah. I remember once, like, we had to drive. We did Sault Ste. Marie to Winnipeg straight in one shot, driving.
Gross.
It was nasty for sure, dude.
That's a long time.
Yeah, but
I've done Ottawa to Thunder Bay in one shot, so that's
it's about the same.
Yeah, it's not ideal either.
No, but
far. Winnipeg.
The destination is there, right?
Further,
the destination is there, right?
Yeah.
And
that's insane.
And whatever like trials, tribulations, turmoils I kind of go through throughout the day, are like, you know, I had a show in Scotland. And the guy that was promoting it, something happened to him. He did something messed up and then fell off the face of the earth a month before the show.
What?
Yeah, he fell off the face of the earth. No one wanted to deal with him at all. And I walked in. This venue was hitting me up for like £400 to pay the venue so we could have the show, and I'm just like, well, I'm not gonna go there and do nothing, so like screw it, and I did it. And then the show was just like me and the other rappers there.
Yeah.
And I remember sitting there like, why? Like, I'm on the other side of the world. It's not
what-
so bad
what's
if you're in
going on?
Canada and you have a show
Yeah.
bomb,
Well,
right?
you're on the other side of the pond.
Yeah, on the other side of the pond, I'm just like,
Oh my goodness.
why
man.
the hell do I do this to myself? This blows so hard. And then But once I get on stage and I start rapping, I kill it.
Yeah.
It makes it all worth it.
Are you like a big freestyle guy?
No.
No.
No, it's the perfectionist in me hates it.
Interesting.
And it like, I've seen people that don't rap bust a ill freestyle.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Who comes to mind when you say that?
Well, just like, you ever been at a party, like some guy smokes a joint and he just like kills it.
Yeah, I have
You're
a
like,
buddy.
"Oh."
I have a buddy who's like that.
Yeah,
Can't
yeah.
sing or make a track to save his life.
No. So like,
But he'll
it kind of turned me off of the whole
Yeah.
thing.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I'm like a perfectionist. I need to like, I'm like articulating things I say. And if I say something messed up, I feel some type of way out of it, about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Can you talk us through, if you're comfortable doing this, your sobriety? So I asked this because the thing that I'm most impressed about when it comes to you is, and I admire a lot, is you're putting yourself in environments that are very conducive to the issues you've faced and the trauma you've overcome.
Mm-hmm.
But here you are, so trucking through. So I'm always curious, Mike, take us through the timeline if you can, right? And you don't have to, but if I'd really appreciate it, and I think everybody else would. Take us through kind of when it like was beginning to, or when it started to the peak of it, to kind of how you maintain it. I know it's a lot, but
Yeah,
you
no,
got
let's
time?
go. I got a cool story about the first time I ever got high. I was, I don't know, how old are you in grade 6?
Oh, good question. +4, I'll go 10.
Oh my God, that's horrible now that I think about it.
10,
So I was
11.
in grade 6, and I remember we were in this
12.
grade. You're 12? Okay,
yeah,
well,
be 12.
I don't feel so bad about that.
Thank goodness.
Not that you're grown up at 12.
You're 14 in grade 9.
Okay.
Am I?
So, there was a whole bunch of us in my buddy's shed, and this is like that one time when I was a kid that all of a sudden I just grew bigger balls than everybody when I was normally kind of like a pussy. You know what I mean? And we found this bong, and they're like, "Oh, try it." We had no idea what we were doing, man. But someone put a lighter to it, man, and I fucking sucked on it, and I was fucking blasted, man. But it was not good. It was not good. It was not a good, I wasn't happy stoned. I was paranoid, right?
Oh, no.
I was in psychosis.
Yeah.
And then I remember walking home, and for some reason, the whole neighborhood found out. And that's I'm walking home, and 3 random people stopped me on the way. We're like, "Heard you got high, bro." And I'm like, "Oh my God, what are you talking about, bro?"
I've never met you.
So I went home, and I hid in my room, and I must have been in a bad psychosis. And
Oh my goodness.
just paranoid as hell.
What is
And
happening?
then the next day, we were at a Bob Dylan concert at the Sudbury Arena with my parents. And I remember we're in the middle of the concert, and my mom turns to me and she's like, "Do you smell that? That's marijuana." And first thing through my head is oh my God, she fucking knows. So anxiety attack. I'm out in the hallway and so I missed the Bob Dylan concert. I should have known back then, apparently, that me and drugs would not have a good relationship.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, then I guess I never really touched drugs or drank after that till I was in about grade 12.
Yeah.
And this is textbook. Some people have a drug or alcohol problem.
Mm-hmm.
I'm textbook have the disease of addiction. I was a shy person, felt alone in a room full of people kind of a thing.
Yeah.
And as soon as I had a drink, that all went away.
Yeah, it's a superpower.
Yeah, for sure. And it was just, smoking weed and drinking for a long time till I was about 28. Then I started making money.
Hell yeah.
And then cocaine came into play, right?
Yeah.
And we had a great relationship for a decade or so. Things were fun. But then, the thing with partying, man, it's partying's fun until it's not.
Yeah, when it's not, it's
not.
not fun.
Lying in bed and being I think I'm gonna die, I can't sleep.
Yeah,
And it's
you're
not,
spinning,
it's not cool, right?
Yeah.
And
Ooh.
I'm a bit of an anomaly like this. I was never forced by anybody to check into a treatment center.
Really?
No, not once.
Interesting.
So I checked and I can look back and laugh at this again now, like just the stages I went through trying to get sober, because
Yeah.
it's kind of hilarious to me, and like I guess anybody else that's in recovery would probably laugh at the scenarios as well.
Mm-hmm.
So the first time I went away to treatment, it was like, okay, I can still drink, but I'm not going to do drugs. I know, right? It's hilarious. But at that time, I was convinced that's what my problem was, and I was not an alcoholic or an all-aholic or whatever you want to call it.
All-aholic.
Yeah, yeah. So like, the day I got out of rehab, I got drunk. Took about a month, I think, before I did drugs again.
Yeah.
And then it was like nothing happened, and I just kept going.
Jeez.
Second time I went, I realized that I could no longer drink or do drugs.
Mm-hmm.
And I ended up getting kicked out for something stupid. I was at a rehab that was very, very strict. Like, they would kick people out once a week to make examples of people. I'm not going to shit on them, because I know they saved a lot of people's lives as well.
For sure.
And I managed to keep it together for about 6 months.
Mm-hmm.
I remember, like, I saved up all this money, and I got this wicked apartment downtown. And the day that I moved in there, I relapsed. Yeah. And yeah, then it was just all downhill from there for a while. And that's second treatment center now, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so third time I went to treatment, this was like a very pivotal point. I went in, I remember my first day, I went to an awesome facility in Guelph called Homewood. Amazing people, amazing facility. My first conversations with the doctor, because like the other facilities I was in, anytime I brought up music, they'd be like, just don't pay attention to your music and blah, blah, blah. Like, oh, just like right away my middle fingers are like,
yeah, get back.
Yeah, exactly. And I told them, I'm like, yo, I have this problem where I need to write music and perform sober. Mm-hmm. I just got a new record deal at the time. And I'm like, like I'm legally bound to promote this music, and I have to play bars. Yeah. And all this thing, but like I've never done it sober.
Mm-hmm. Jesus.
So they let me do some wild things, man. Like I think my second or third weekend in the facility, which was unheard of, they let me go and stay overnight in a hotel by myself, and I played the Narcotics Anonymous Halloween dance, which was amazing. And it was the first show I ever played sober. Yeah. First sober show I ever played.
No kidding.
And then they let me rent a rehearsal space on the weekend so I could practice writing, and I could like practice performing sober.
No kidding.
And then
Where was this?
In Guelph, a facility in Guelph. Yeah.
Nice.
Mind you, like they weren't just very like, okay, go do it, because like they hear rehearsal space for bands and they think Krakos. You know what I mean? Like, so I had to like write up like a thing every weekend, like this big thing presentation on why it was okay for me to go there and what my plan was.
Interesting.
And I left knowing full well that I'm going to be around drugs and alcohol. Are we still good?
Yeah.
I know, knowing full well I'm going to be around drugs and alcohol. And I just, I played the tape all the way to the end. And for a while, I'm killing it. Then I slipped. This guy came up to me. He's like, "Hey, bro, want one?" And it was a little speed pill. And I didn't even think, and I grabbed it and I shocked it in my mouth. And an hour later, I went looking for him for more. And I remember I was going through the Alcoholics Anonymous text with my sponsor at the time. And on the third day where I hadn't slept, I just came clean with him, and I was just like, listen, man, I was gonna level with you. I've been high for the past 3 days, and I haven't slept. What do I do? And he's like, well, we got to get you into detox right away. And I'm like, first, and like, it's like I could feel the switch in my brain flip to like full rep right there. I was like, I'm not fucking going to detox. And as soon as I said that, it was just like I was fully relapsed. Like there was no little slip anymore. It was just like I didn't care, and it was on. That brought me like I rode that out for about 6-7 months before I went to treatment for what would be the final time of treatment. And that time it was just like, I know what I have to do. I don't even really need to be here. I just need to be away from the shit for a while. And I got out, put a chocolate in about 8 months, and then messed up again. This was right around, I'd gone through a breakup at the time. Breakups are bad for people with substance abuse problems, man. That's,
really?
That's where they, emotions, that's where we're burying stuff.
I see. Yeah.
Or like, whatever. Yeah. That's where you'll find people train wrecking hard. I went through a breakup, and I relapsed. I went on a tear, and then I remember I was drinking vodka because I think you couldn't smell it, which is hilarious. Because vodka smells people. Just letting you know. And that time I had met up with a guy, a good friend of mine, AA fellow, and I'm like, listen, man, I'm totally in active addiction. I relapsed really hard, and I need your help. He said, meet me at Bell Park. I met him at Bell Park, and he's like, do you want to go detox? I just said, take me right now.
Jeez.
And that was like right around the beginning of COVID. And I stayed there 6 days, not even a week. And I came out and haven't touched anything since.
Wow.
And like I was like down the street from my coke dealer at the time. I lived down the street from him, right? And yeah, so that was, like me and my one friend, we talk about this all the time. It's just like, I pray somebody hits enough rock bottoms till they finally get to the point where like that's enough.
Yeah, they're just sick of it.
That's enough.
Really?
Yeah.
It's crazy that you can have more than one. Like, it just constant. It's like, hey, man, you can't keep doing this. You can't keep doing this. You can't keep... Okay, now I won't keep doing this. It's crazy.
Yeah,
it's like that many.
That's the disease, right?
Yeah.
Like, you have to be like, that's it. You're going to come in totally defeated. It was the first time I didn't lie about what drugs were in my system. We're going into that detox. Because you're like, kind of like, well, what if and I was like, yeah, there's some of that. Oh, for sure that. Lots of that. And I was, I was defeated. And now, being around those things, I just play the tape all the way to the end. To where I lose everything, and everybody hates me, and no one wants to be around me.
Right.
And I have a good life right now.
Hell yeah.
So, yeah.
So kind of shifting gears from that, do you think it's, you pull from trauma a lot in your music, and you use that to, do you more so use that to kind of motivate you to write different stuff, or do you find that pulling from trauma is the best way to, like, does the best in terms of what people connect with?
So I used to think this, right? I remember messaging a good friend of mine and being like, why do I always have to do this from this horrible, dark place?
Yeah.
Now I'm more at the realization that I'm not pulling from trauma. I'm just pulling from whatever's going on around me at the moment.
Interesting. Okay.
So whatever's going on around me at the moment, that's what I'm pulling from. Right?
Interesting, yeah.
It doesn't have to be traumatic.
And I guess in that same conversation, it's still relatable, because it's, if you're going through it, somebody's going through it, or not even through it, but somebody could be having the same thing happen to them. Because going through it sounds like it's always a bad thing, but you can be going through a lot of great stuff, right? You can be on the way up, you can be booking your flights to Tokyo here, right? So it's like the good stuff we could talk about. Chances are people are also going through good stuff as well.
Yeah. So it's
that's cool.
There's 8 billion people on the planet. They're all going through different phases of the journey. simultaneously, like same but different.
Yeah.
Right?
Same but different. Now, look at kind of shifting gears a bit. Since you've been since what you say beginning of COVID when you got sober, since then, do you have a favorite place you've you've been to in terms of touring? Like a favorite place you played, venue, or
I'm so blessed. There's so many, man.
rattle them off?
Japan
Yeah, makes sense.
is a trip.
What's the city like?
Depending on what city, right?
Which you went to Tokyo.
Tokyo was like
Yeah.
New York City on steroids.
Jesus.
But what I love is what I loved about Japan is like the little side streets, right? And these venues that I'm playing are like off some little side street, and you walk down to this place like rap dungeons. You know what I mean? And
What?
it's just gritty little bars, and I
Really?
love it. Yeah.
Oh man.
And like we stayed in some old record store, like slept upstairs in it. And the homies in the morning brought me for breakfast at some big wet market, and like we were like eating sashimi fresh off the fish. Like it was wild.
Damn.
And then like Australia is beautiful, like
Mhm.
one of the most beautiful places I've ever been. And
You on the west or east coast of Australia?
East Coast.
Yeah, makes sense.
yeah, around Sydney. And I'm going
Yeah.
back. I'm going back to both actually in
Nice.
January, February. And then Ireland's the homeland, right?
Right.
It's the motherland.
It's the motherland.
Paris is incredible.
You liked Paris? Yeah, you
I
didn't-
love Paris, man.
Why? Like you didn't? I thought it was pretty gross. To
Really?
be honest, the time I was there. Yeah.
Really? I didn't like
Yeah.
it the first time I went. This time, I loved it, man. Everybody's so beautiful. They make smoking cigarettes look so cool. Like,
It's part of their culture. Yeah.
yeah. They're
Very
like,
much
they'll
so.
just they sit in cafes and they're like, it's like so poetic.
Yeah. You're like, man, I want to do that. I mean, I won't, but you know, I understand where you come from. I think also though, Mickey, I had a buddy who, when I was there, he was like, "You're not gonna like it. Paris is overrated." So I think there's a bit of a bias in there. So I only noticed like all the rats or all like the gross spots, and not really thinking about how incredible.
Yeah,
it is.
like I stayed 2 blocks from the Louvre.
Yeah, insane.
Yeah, and it was
Jesus.
beautiful.
No
Like,
kidding, eh?
and then I had some I have some homies out there. Shout out Ron Shaw and G Zone. And like that was one of the best shows I ever played in my life, and it was like this little record store, and there must have been about 15, 16 people that we were able to cram into this little spot,
Jeez.
and it was amazing. Like one of the best shows I ever played in my life. I had so much fun. I was like popping non-alcoholic champagne on the street. Like it was great. One place I would like gets a heavy honorable mention
Yeah.
for being the coolest place I ever visited was Belfast.
Belfast, Ireland,
Yes.
underrated.
Super underrated. You know, it all depends on what you're into. Like if you're into really into activism and stuff, man, like Belfast is a trip, man. And when I was there, it was right around when the Irish government came and condemned what was going on in Palestine.
Mhm.
And so you can tell when Belfast is divided by, they say Catholic and Protestant, but it's like the Irish Catholics are for a Republic of Ireland, one Republic of Ireland, because they're like occupied by the United Kingdom, right?
Yep.
And then the Loyalists are the Protestants.
Mhm.
You could tell what neighborhood you're in because the Irish Catholic neighborhoods all had the Irish flag up and the Palestinian flag up.
Oh, interesting.
And then you had the Loyalist Protestants who would have the Union Jack up
No kidding.
and the Israeli flag.
Oh.
It's like, and I remember like they have this wall in the middle of the city that divides the neighborhoods. There's tension in the air like crazy there.
Bruh.
Yeah. And the gates close the city. They call it the Peace Wall. The whole thing is one big giant graffiti piece. It's crazy.
That sounds like the Berlin Wall. Like what it is.
Very,
Yeah,
very,
literally
very
separate
much.
two.
Yeah, and the wall still the gates still close at 6 p.m. every night.
What?
Yeah.
Damn.
My Uber driver took me on this like huge
That's fascinating.
like tour of the city, and
Jeez.
he said when he was younger,
Yeah.
this is crazy. He said when he was younger, he was an Irish Catholic guy, and he said he was dating. His friend was dating when he was in high school. His friend was dating a Protestant girl, and I guess some guys from the neighborhood found out he was dating her, and that he was on their side of the wall, and started chasing him, and
Come
he
on.
like ran up to this house and knocked on the door, and this old lady brought him in and told him to go hide upstairs, and then she let the guys in.
What?
Yeah, man, and they ended up killing him. They put cigarettes out on his eyeballs, like all crazy shit, like.
Dude.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah.
That was years ago, eh?
It would have been in the 90s.
Wow.
Yeah, they signed the Good Friday Agreement,
True.
which like stopped like a war
Yeah.
going on
Like
there.
a civil war, literally.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not too long ago either.
No.
25,
no,
30 years.
No, they called it the Good Friday Accord, I think it's called.
Mm-hmm. That's fascinating. Oh, wow.
Very
Yeah.
rich culture of resistance in that city. Like
You don't say. That's in, good old Belfast, eh?
the bar I walked into, I walk in, we're right near the docks, like where the Titanic was built.
Insane.
And like we're walking in, and all I see on like the bar is like dock workers, local, blah blah blah, and it just says solidarity forever all over the place. I'm like, home. I started playing some of the Union songs in my set, and like I became pretty tight with the bar owner.
Nice.
Man. He was a great guy. Yeah.
Awesome. Do you, so you mentioned the cab driver, you mentioned the bar owner just now, and you mentioned a handful of different people. I want to get to collaborating with people afterwards.
Yeah.
Shortly, so I can plant that seed in your head now.
Mm-hmm.
But I want to know, anybody that you've met for the last couple years on tour or wherever it might be, that has had kind of like the craziest experience or biggest like impact you think you've had on you, or somebody that's just done something that you're like, oh, like memorable. It can be anything. You could take that question and answer it how you will. I'm just I'm very curious because I love the type of people that you can meet all around the world that you will never plan to meet and never expect them to say what they would say or what they've been through.
So in particular, it was the first tour I ever booked, and Max Moon called me. He books for the Northern Lights Festival, right? And he said, I'm booking Micah 9 from the Freestyle Fellowship. And Micah 9 is known as like your favorite rapper's favorite rapper. He's got the he actually, this happened like right when I was with him on tour. He was given the title of like the largest vocabulary of any MC in history.
Jeez.
By thousands of words. He smokes
Oh, wow.
everybody. Yeah, it's like by 2,000 plus words. And being around a guy like that has just been such an innovator for MCing.
Yeah.
And like to be friends with him, like I talked to him, I texted him like right before I got here
Okay.
about, because I'm trying to find someone in Thailand that promotes shows.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, but just to have direct communication with him. There's a few, man. Like another one is Fresh Gills, my producer.
Yeah.
Like I geek out that I'm friends with him. Decisive, who's one of my favorite rappers of all time, and he sends me love texts and calls me boo. You know what I mean? Like this is yeah, and then just the personalities all over the world, man. Like hip hop is such a force of love and triumph, and like good will prevail. I know like people talk about it being negative and stuff like that. Like, you know,
Why?
it just comes from
Like a competition aspect of it, and there's
yeah. There's that, right? And then it's just, you know, there's a lot of
that might not lead to so much negativity. It might just be individual, like, you know, everybody came with a chip on their shoulder to the game.
for sure. And then with like, you know, certain neighborhoods, it's the neighborhoods
True.
that hip hop grew up in, right?
True, yeah, it's
We're a
meant
lot.
to be divisive.
Yeah, it's a socially conscious. Like it was like they were reporting from the ghetto, right?
Right.
Um,
That makes sense.
But nothing. I've never seen anything bring people together like rap music, man. And it's all races, all creeds, you know.
Mhm.
And it's a beautiful thing. I've been able to I've been in countries where I didn't even speak the language, and everything was cool because it
Yeah.
was hip hop. You know.
Yeah. That's interesting. I've always found, in my time around the world, in different countries, wherever it may be, never like Asia yet. We're getting there.
Yeah, you need to go to Asia.
Yeah, insane, eh?
Yeah.
Man, I've heard so many things. I have a buddy that I'm talking to that's he taught in China for a few years, and I was like, a girlfriend wants to move and like out of the country in the next couple of years to go do something like that. So I'm like, okay, that might be my. But I'm like, okay, well, let's push to China or Japan or Thailand or one of those places just to see. So yeah, we'll see what goes.
You go to Thailand, or I guess you could train wherever, right?
Really, yeah. Thailand would be dope. There's some like they're known for, like they're famous Muay Thai there, obviously,
and it's cheap.
Some crazy stuff. That's what I hear. And like the thing too is, looking online at what you're paid to do certain roles is you get paid very similar, if not just a bit less than what you'd make here, with a 1/8 of the fraction cost of living. Right?
Oh yeah,
like you said, cheap. Which is like
I'll report back in February to you.
Hell yeah.
Let's
fucking go.
And I'm gonna ball out. Yeah. I'm gonna ball out when I go there, right?
Like post a lot.
I'm staying in a 5-star hotel with like, I want my own like, what are the pool? Infinity pools? You know, the ones on the roof? Oh yeah.
It looks like they just go over the edge.
Yeah.
Where's it end?
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah, I'm gonna ball out when I'm there for sure.
Yeah, post a lot, man. I love that shit. I love seeing different people go to different places and seeing where. Excuse me, like through the lens of what they're doing is like it's fascinating to me.
The last year, the world got a lot smaller for me, which is cool.
Yeah.
And I plan on doing this all over the world. So
hell yeah,
I'm pretty excited. I got some plans for 2026.
Nice.
I'm already thinking that.
Yeah,
this is the thing with
that's
like
not next year. That's
if you want to be a serious artist and you're releasing music, man, you have to be like, you have to be a psycho, man. You have to be a plan. Like I'm looking at I'm already looking at what I'm doing in 2026. It's not 2025 yet.
Yeah, we haven't even ended the year yet.
Yeah.
Not even October.
Yeah.
We're not even in the fall.
I was getting pissed at my work because I wasn't getting my schedule for 2025 yet. I've been at them for like the past 4 months. Like, yo, I need that now. I had to like go and like count because I have it for the full year, but I had to like count days and mark on a calendar so
come on,
I could start booking.
Yeah.
For January, February.
Oh, I hope so. Man, that I hope that works out for you quick. But what I do know is we talked about Sirius, and we talked about collaborators, and like you mentioned the people you do a lot of work with, Fresh Kills and everything. I'm wondering, how do you decide who you collaborate with? Do you just have like the core group of people because you guys all take it seriously, you look up to them, and then you're able to go? And kind of my question is like, what are you trying to bring more local artists together and create something like that, or is the goal like that some of them still don't take it seriously enough to be like they just haven't put in the right amount of work or they're just because like you said, I'm just trying to understand the
so yes and no to all of it.
Yeah,
I'm like,
let's dive into it.
As far as like local people and stuff like that, like I have my side project Magic Show, which is we're dropping a new record soon. Originally that was me and Max, and now it's me, Max, and Johnny. And just I'm passing on lessons that I learned from my mentors like Kills and Ghetto Socks, and I'm passing that on to them because those are the homies, right?
Yeah.
As far as like, I don't really mess with anything local. Like it's not worth it for me to do much here.
Interesting.
I do my one show a year here. Like the market's not there, and I'm not gonna pay to get on shows. It's ridiculous.
True.
Like someone else, I tried to get on a show and they told me $2,500 for a 10-minute set, and I was just like,
"Get bent, bud. No chance."
It's like, bro, it's Sudbury. Like,
we're.
I'm not shitting on Sudbury, but like, it's a small market.
It's a reality of it.
It's a small market, right? Facts. Like, why am I gonna pay all this? Like, you want me to pay $1,000 to pay for 10-15 minutes in front of people that aren't even.
Some of them already know you. Some might be paying attention. Yeah, it's weird.
Yeah, so I just don't bother, man. I got my people that are my people, and I can trust them, and I like to help them out. So, and they help me out too, right? So like I bring Johnny on tour with me. Johnny holds his weight on tour and backs me up, and kills it, right? So I'm doing him a solid. He's doing me a solid, right?
It's easy, yeah.
And in a lot of cases, those weren't things that were handed to me.
Right.
Like, remember I told you I didn't get the full recipe.
Yeah. No, you didn't.
Right?
So it's just people help, but I had to go figure out tours, step one, how to... Yep.
Valuable knowledge, right?
Valuable, yeah. I agree with you. where it's, and you might be saying this, but not quite worded it this way yet, but I think you believe this as well as I do. You have to earn a certain amount of it before you can get handed some things.
100%.
It's like you can't just say like, hey, everything's gonna be given to you, and then wonder why. It's like when something flops, you're like, I don't know what to do. And it's like, yeah, because everybody's been doing something for you. But it's like the first one, steps 1 to 5, we'll give you 6, 7, 8, but if you can't do the first 5, it shows you're not serious.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Because then it's like, oh, why would we waste my time if
And
you're
money.
just and money, resources, everything, introduce you to my network just for you to like botch the first couple steps or not take it seriously.
Yeah, or make
give
me
up on
make me look bad.
Yeah, which can't happen.
Yo, this is your boy. He's an idiot.
Yeah,
You know what I
it's
mean?
Like,
Like,
man, I just introduced you to, and then it's like, well,
yeah.
and they have nothing to. That's crazy, man. But it's interesting to see how
Yeah, and like as far as
dynamics are.
like collaborating with people, I'm gonna do whatever makes sense, right?
Yep.
A lot of times for my project, like, I have local singers and stuff like that I work with. I work with a lot of local musicians as well.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hip hop, I just kind of stick to my own. Like I don't really hang out with anybody else. So
Do a lot of work with Will. Well, I love Will.
yeah, I've done lots of work with Will. Will's an old homie. Me and Will have been friends for
Will's the
a
man.
long time now, right? Like,
His voice makes me want to be like
beautiful voice.
His voice makes me want to wear like a better top hat.
Listen to the song "Dark Night of the Soul" by Magic Show. It'll blow your mind.
Yeah.
Yeah, Will sings it. It's crazy.
Insane, eh?
That's
Okay.
crazy.
Okay. Dark Night of the Soul.
Yeah, like you said,
I'm bad with names of songs, so like if you say
Magic
names,
Show, Dark Night of the Soul.
Okay. Dark Magic?
Magic Show
Magic Show. Okay.
with
Epic.
a K. ICK.
That's what I'm saying. I would never let's go.
Yeah.
I have to text you and stuff to get it, but yeah, no, doing it with him, stuff like that. There's
And then like other people, like one thing. Here's something I got schooled on real early is don't do a song with someone where it looks like you just paid them to be on your song and you don't know them.
like it should look like you guys know each other.
Well, yeah,
obviously, and like there's chemistry.
Yeah, like you see these guys go out and buy all these huge features, and
to look like 4 different songs.
Well, no, just to look like they're on because they did a song with this huge artist, but like
It sounds too separate.
bro, we know that guy don't hang out with you.
Yeah.
It looks stupid.
Interesting. Oh, that's cool.
So I have a song with Micah 9, okay? Huge artist.
Mm-hmm.
I toured with him.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only reason.
Yeah.
So other than that, it's just like, I'm at the point right now where I'd be like, I would look for like legendary hip hop artists in Canada that would fit the bill, right?
Cool, yeah.
Which I've kind of already done. I got the legend Adam Baum on a song.
Nice.
I got Decisive's my brother, man, and he's on. I think I have 3 songs with him now.
Shit.
Yeah.
Nice. No, it's just
Yeah, I don't really do much rap features, dude.
Where does it?
And then like, you know what? Even then, when when I do them, it really has to make sense because I don't like recording my stuff and then just giving it to someone.
Makes sense.
Yeah. Lots of guys do it. They make crazy bank off it. I'd rather just keep my art to myself.
Yeah, fair enough.
I'll do it for homies.
Yeah.
But very rarely will you ever see me open my books up and be like, yo. I think I posted that twice. I posted it twice, I think, man.
Really?
Saying like, yo, anyone wants a feature, hit me up.
Nice.
But I hate to.
Yeah. Do you, looking kind of forward, is it just making music and growing now? Is it more tours, more shows? Is it, like, is there an ultimate vision? Or, because I know, here's the thing that I think we're very similar on. Where I think people get upset when, like, they do something and it bombs, or whether they do something and it succeeds after the fact, they get depressed. Because, I have a point to this, I promise. Because what they do is, they're so focused on not the process or the mission, like you mentioned. They're focused on, man, I can't wait to go to Tokyo. And then as soon as Tokyo's over, you're like, because you didn't think of what's next.
Yo, you gotta plan what's next.
Yeah, man. But you're so focused on the mission, so it's like, man, I get to go to Tokyo, and then there's Ireland, you're like, I'm enjoying this. I get to meet all these people here. I get to hear these crazy stories, and it allows you to enjoy that process mission more.
Yeah.
Right. So I think what I'm curious about too is now like, what's the mission look like moving forward? Like, is it just different versions of what what you've already done, or is it kind of like more collaboration? Is it like taking over a different section or changing styles, or what's kind of the? Is it just experimenting?
I have commitments to make up until the end of February, and then
2025, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So.
And then I'm kind of. I think you're gonna see an instrumental project for me and Fresh Kills.
Oh, no kidding.
Because we have like 50, 60 songs together now. I think something stupid like that, right? So we're gonna do some sort of instrumental project that would be like all our instrumentals, but like weaved in differently. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
With some kind of a story or something like that to go along with it. And I have a few ideas of what the next record's gonna be. I've been toying with a bunch of stuff. Me and Kills were together all weekend, so we were kind of like thinking of some things that we could lean into. But also, I've been learning how to play guitar, how to scratch.
No shit.
Yeah, I go to guitar lessons once a week.
Nice.
DJ lessons once a week as well. So, and then after that, I'm going to learn keyboards. And so I'm preparing myself for like, I think I'm like starting to prepare myself for a life off the road, right? And then I've also been like looking into going and speaking.
Interesting.
As opposed to just performing.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to get some speaker gigs. So that's another thing that I really want to get into.
That's fun. Speaking sick.
Yeah. So branching out, like I'm like living on the road is hard, man. And like right now I'm single and stuff like that. Like, you know, but I'd love to have a family and a wife and a house. You know what I mean? Like instead of being a nomadic crazy person, but yeah. So I don't know when that's gonna fall in the mix. I know God has a plan, but until then, I'm just gonna keep on, you know, planning the next thing after the thing I'm about to do. Because I have a story. Like I got off a tour once, and I was sitting. I had 2 last shows. I came back to work for a week, and I remember getting off tour and sitting at work and just being like, "Fuck my life." I was like 4,000 feet underground. Like, this sucks, man.
Yeah.
And then I had 2 more shows in Toronto. I'm like, one show in London, one show in Toronto after, and I was just like, okay, I'm gonna hang out in Toronto. I'll get like a fancy Airbnb, and I'll chill out for a couple days after the shows, and I remember sitting in there and being like, oh my God, I didn't plan anything. What am I gonna do? I'm like, and I was like, just fell into this horrible depression.
Jesus.
And then from there, I started planning the next record. But like, it was like, I know that I have to be at least 2 steps ahead of myself always.
Jeez. Because once you have a minute to, you're like, oh, can't do that.
I can't stop. I have a problem with stopping. It's got to be go. Go.
My thing too is usually I'd worry when people go and burn out and whatnot, but I'm a big fan of if you're enjoying what you're doing, is it burning out? Like, is it?
Well, you can, man.
To an extent.
Because it's like you got to do things that you don't enjoy to enjoy doing the things you do.
Yeah. Yeah, there is definitely a give and take.
Yeah. There's always sacrifice that has to be made to do what you want to do, right? Mm-hmm. And like, I max out on overtime every week that I can, or I'll just go until I burn out, and then I'll like take a day off and then recoup and then go back again.
Nice.
Yeah.
I know there's the way I see it too is I'm like, as long as you're focused on, it seems like you are on the mission of it and just enjoying every step of the way. I don't see how it can't not only always be growing, but also be one hell of a fun time.
Yeah, that was one thing in the past couple of years that I'm more present. Mm-hmm. And like a lot of that had to do with watching like my two male heroes in life kind of like get old, you know, and like their health start to deteriorate, and it's like, oh shit, I really better enjoy this now, and like, because hopefully I can tell my grandkids this shit someday, right?
Yeah, it'd be awesome.
You know what I mean?
Do you have...
That was a big wake-up call, for sure.
Yeah. You don't say, was it like family members or just...
One family member and, yeah.
One non-family member.
Yeah.
And you, I think looking back on it all, too, it's something to be... It's very interesting to see kind of the route you've taken, the things you've gone through, and then how you still keep adapting. Like, you still keep changing things up or pulling from new experiences.
Yeah.
And it's very, very interesting. It's not, you're like stuck with this one thing, one really traumatic thing you've been through, and it's everything revolves around that. It's like, nah, dude.
Yeah, no, like, I don't want to write songs about addiction anymore, man.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, I don't even, like, you know, I'll talk about that at 12-step meetings, bro. I don't need, that doesn't need to be part of my music every time, right?
No.
I'm sure there'll be subtle hints in it, but, like, it becomes repetitive and boring. Like, I do that in my professional life a lot, too. Like, I fill in for employee assistants, right? And, like, how people get counseling and stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
Like, there's sometimes I don't want to be reliving that shit. I know I have to at certain points, but like I don't really want to relive that through my art at this point.
Yeah.
In my life anymore.
Yeah, you've segued past it and stepped forward.
Yeah, I just want to have fun, man.
Hell yeah. Yeah, dude.
Fun and live, baby.
I want to tell you, too, it's like you're the only guy I know that could pull off wearing a jacket on a boat while, like, in their music video.
Oh, this is
like
this
everybody's...
is the coat, bro.
I knew, I was like, I wouldn't remember, but I was like, I watched the music video a bunch of times. It was like, to support, and then also I'm like, that's how all sports. Like, I very much, like, really enjoy watching people's music videos, because I'm like, that's a space I really enjoy. I'm like,
thank you, man, because they've been dying on us, and like I
love them.
I love making them, man. Like,
yeah, they look like fun to make. They look like fun to be in them, and then it looks. And I saw Christian was in one. Like just like there's a small couple seconds in a studio, and I saw him there dab. I was like, yeah, it's it.
Did you see the new one where I'm in New York?
I must have, yeah.
Yeah, Gina.
Yeah, I must have, yeah.
This hot Peruvian model. Oh my God, bro. She's so beautiful. I'm just gonna go hang out in Peru until I find a wife, bro. Or Colombia or something.
I was like, how did he get her?
Don't worry about it.
I was like, right on.
Industry secrets, bro.
He's like, I can't tell them all.
Yeah, I can't tell them all.
Oh, dude, I love them. I love the music videos though. Those are sick. I'm not so much. I don't even now. I just don't listen to music now. I've watched more music videos than I do listen to songs. Just might be weird.
That's cool. No, that means there's still a market out there for it because, like, you know, a lot of everyone I talk to is like, reels, music videos are dead. And just like, oh man. No. But I love making music videos.
They're not.
So when I do a record, it's a whole package, right?
Yeah, good.
Like, it's like,
I think
the videos go together, all the artwork goes together. You're gonna get some sort of like crazy download card that's part of the whole, you know.
Dude, the big thing I found is. People say one's dead, and it's like, no, I don't care what trendy video you saw that told you. If you're a social media and you're not doing music, get bent. My big thing,
right on, man. Big ups, man. Those guys are wankers, dude.
Of course. I just look at it as, I'll watch a bunch of reels, fine, but it's not going to stick with me as much. Yeah, to make the music for the reel, whatever, fine. That's a separate business idea in and of itself for you. It's like, make a catchy tune that's 18 seconds long for reels that they can use for whatever. But I look at it as small clips have to bring you, especially in business or any form of like creativity thing that's long form that doesn't fit. Like I couldn't do a 45-minute to an hour or like on Sunday an hour and 45-minute show. Say we're doing an hour at least, and that wouldn't fit. Like how does that fit on? Boom, you have to catch people's attention. So it's like we give them out of context bits that like, oh, they might get some value from this, whether that be educational, entertainment, or just like, oh, that's a fascinating story, right? Like pique the interest, and then it's enough interest to force them to move to the long form, the YouTube, open up a page and search, right? And but I'm one of those people that visually, like, I'll watch a bunch more music videos than I will listen to songs, and then I'll pull those songs if I like the video. The video helps me remember the songs. Yeah, at least for me. That's for me.
No, totally. I'm all about it, dude. And I work with
doing music videos.
I work with a guy. We've done 11 music videos now together, and it's such a fun process, and I love making them. And it's all part of the package, right?
Mm.
I'm big on that. Like the record's called Postcards. One video was shot in New York, one was shot in Halifax.
Mm.
Right?
Insane.
And the CD, we didn't do just the normal CD case.
Mm-hmm.
We gave like a clear envelope with 6 postcards in it and the CD.
Epic, yeah.
Yeah. So I love doing
sick,
little
eh?
things like that. Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. And there's something in terms of the videos and how you can kind of take the creative idea and then what's in your head and what we're kind of trying to represent and use that as a visual to connect with the audience. I think it's a different power of itself, especially depending on what you're trying to do. You could set such a greater precedent on what you're trying to say having the video. Like, I'm a very, very big fan, so please keep doing them.
Thank you.
Especially on a boat in a jacket.
You know what my guilty pleasure is?
What?
Like, okay, so I have 2 with reels. Okay. One is food reels.
Oh, dude, I watched this guy.
Oh,
he does over the grill cooking, like over the fire cooking. Dude, it's Patty and me just sending the same videos we both have watched, just back and forth to each other. It's just like this guy takes it. He does clips. He cuts them up into cubes, cooks them, mixes them in.
Is it outside? Yeah,
of course it is, man. It's on the fire grill.
Yeah.
I think it's over the fire cooking. Yeah, that's one for me. So
the second one for me is I watch videos of monkeys.
Monkeys?
Yeah, and like I hope your phone is listening right now. Like you're on Instagram, dude, and you're gonna see these people that dress monkeys up like people.
What?
And they're like their pets, and
come on,
the cutest shit ever, dude. Anytime I'm feeling shitty, I watch videos of monkeys. That don't sound hilarious, but try it.
Oh goodness.
Yeah,
that's a good one. Do you have anything you want to touch on or want to reiterate or bring up or mention that you wish we would have touched on, or maybe something to kind of bring everything to full circle, or a lesson, message, story you want to close this episode
yeah,
with?
well, it's like life after high school, right? And I was just thinking, like, high school was such an awkward, weird period in my life that also shaped me into like the person I am today, right? Mm. But if you would have met me in high school versus meeting me now, it's like we are not even close to the same person. Yeah, I was a very shy kid.
Jeez. Not
outgoing at all. Used to get anxiety like raising my hand and like, oh yeah. Now I don't shut the fuck up.
No.
it's hilarious, dude.
Oh, awesome.
And on top of that, yeah, just thanks for having me, man. And I love
dude.
Creating, and I love be a part of your creation.
I really appreciate that.
You're an amazing, amazing motherfucker, man.
Dude, let's go. And likewise, it's fucking awesome. It's a lot of fun doing this stuff, so I appreciate you being able to make some time. We were able to figure it out and then do it up, and it wasn't. Glad we could do it with a new camera, new setup.
Yeah.
This way, it's we can get a bit more of a flow. There's no interruptions and stuff. So yeah, man, I love doing what I can to support what you're doing. I love watching the music videos, streaming the songs, and everything that I can to kind of even just have you on the platform so that more people can hear what you're doing and find out why you what makes you tick and the cool stories you've accumulated and been through.
And the more cool stories to come.
Let's go.
Everybody stream the music, man. If you haven't heard my music, listen to it. It's really dope. I put my heart and soul into it. And if I'm rolling through your city, anywhere, wherever you are in Canada or the world, man, and stop by and check out the live show. It's super dope.
That's it. And I'll put all links to everything. And where can they find you though?
Or Body Music on Instagram, or just search Mickey O'Brien on any music streaming app or YouTube. I have a pile. I have like 20-some videos, I think, on YouTube. So you check that out. We got a lot of good stuff.
It's growing.
Yeah.
Right on, brother, man. Appreciate it.
Cheers, man.
Let's go.
Let's go.
That's barbecue chicken, baby. That's a wrap.
Mm-hmm.